For the past 2 decades, we here at America's Test Kitchen have used this same method for making pan-roasted split chicken breasts. And that's that you brine it, sear it in a ripping hot skillet, and finish in a 450-degree oven. But recently, we uncovered a new technique that's even better, and Becky's here to tell us all about it.
That's right. We revamped this recipe from top to bottom. And the first thing you need to know is how to trim the chicken breasts.
Okay.
So I have 4 10 to 12 ounce bone-in, skin-on breasts here. 3 of them are trimmed, but this last guy here, you can see it looks a little bit ratty. So let's take care of it.
Oh, a little ratty.
So what we want to do is remove this rib bone. And the easiest way to take care of it is with a pair of kitchen shears. And you see this line of fat here? If you just cut right along that line of fat, you'll be cutting right through what you need to remove. So there's our little tidbit that we're gonna save. And now let's just clean up the skin. We'll trim off any excess here. And you'll see how there's sort of a pad of fat there. Definitely wanna cut that off. And this is so easy with kitchen shears.
Yeah.
You don't need a knife. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is season the meat, and we're gonna pull back the skin so we can get the salt directly on the flesh. So all we need to do is just loosen the skin here, just gently pulling at it with my fingers. You wanna leave it attached at the top and bottom of the breast and along that rib bone here. And sometimes you might need to get your knife in here to cut the little membrane. Okay, so there's our last one. Now I have 1½ teaspoons of kosher salt, and we'll just divvy that up evenly on the breasts here. That's about 3/8 of a teaspoon for each one. Okay, so now all of the flesh is nicely seasoned, and now we get to dress that chicken back up again. And like I said before, you just want to make sure that the skin is completely covering all the meat so it protects it a little bit. And the final step here, there's a pad of fat running down there. I'm gonna take a paring knife. You could also use a skewer. And we're just gonna pierce that 6 or 8 times on each one. And this is gonna help that fat render out of the chicken. All right, we are ready to go here. I'm just gonna take a quick break and wash my hands.
Okay.
So our chicken is all prepped, and now we'll start the cooking. So I'm gonna take some vegetable oil spray here and give each one a nice little spray. This is going to prevent the chicken from sticking in the skillet. Now we're going to put the chicken into a cold pan. As it slowly comes up to temperature, that skin is gonna start to render out, become thin and flat and ready to brown. But at the same time, we're not gonna overcook that meat that's just underneath the skin.
Wow.
So this is perfection. We want medium-high heat, and we're gonna let this skin start to come up to temperature nice and slow. Like I said, 7 to 9 minutes. Try not to touch it too much. After that time, it'll be nice and brown. Okay, so it's been about 7 minutes. Let's take a peek here and see what we've got. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Gorgeous, right?
Yeah, in only 7 minutes.
See how that skin is so nice and rendered? All right, we're gonna let this slowly finish in the oven now. It's gonna take about 25 minutes in a 325-degree oven. We want it to hit 160 degrees.
That's a substantially lower oven temperature than our previous method, which used 450.
Right, nice and low and slow. The chicken's gonna come out super tender and juicy.
Ooh.
Ooh, very nice. So it's been about 25 minutes. Doesn't that look good? Okay, so we're looking for the chicken to be at 160. Nailed it.
On the nose.
All right, so we'll get these out of the pan. And I'm not gonna cover these up. I wanna preserve that nice crispy skin. So we'll just set these aside for a second. Now, you'll see we've got some beautiful juices, all these little gorgeous tidbits that crackle and brown. Now, a lot of the times we'll make a pan sauce, but today I'm gonna make a side dish instead, so then we have a complete meal.
Very cool.
Nice, right? So let's get some medium-high heat here. I have 1 shallot, thinly sliced. Get that in there. 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and 2 teaspoons of harissa. Harissa is a North African pepper paste with lots of spices. We're just gonna let this cook for 2 to 4 minutes until the moisture evaporates and the shallots get tender. Can you smell that? Can I get that to you?
Well, it's the harissa and it's mellowed out now that it's sauteed, and then you've got the shallots.
Yeah, so nice. Let's add some carrots. I have 1.5 pounds of carrots that are cut on the bias. We wanted to maximize that surface area because we want to soak up all those yummy chicken juices that are in there. And now 1/2 cup of water. All right, and you'll see I'm scraping up the bottom of the pan here. I want to make sure I loosen up every last tidbit. So I'm going to reduce the heat to medium. We'll put a lid on these, and we'll cook them for 10 to 12 minutes. The carrots are going to steam, and they're going to absorb all that chickeny goodness. I'll stir them partway through, and then we'll come back.
Okay.
Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes, and our carrots are smelling amazing.
Ooh, the little bit of harissa in the shallot, but then that sweet carrot.
So nice, right?
I'm looking forward to this.
So let's just let them go with the lid off here for 2 to 4 minutes. We just want to have the juices glaze the carrots a little bit and reduce. It's been about 2 minutes, and the carrots are looking nice and glazed.
Oh, yeah.
Smelling so good. So we can kill that heat. And now we'll just finish it up. So I have 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, And I just want to get all of the chicken juices that are on my plate here. Don't want to waste any of that goodness.
Liquid gold right there.
That's right. Always put that in. And I have 1.5 teaspoons of fresh mint. Oh, and you can smell it right away when it hits the hot carrots. So these can go right onto a platter here. Okay. Let's put a little bit more mint on. Another 1.5 teaspoons of chopped mint.
Pretty.
Yeah. I mean, this is weeknight dinner, but I would serve this to company.
Absolutely. I mean, the flavors are interesting with the harissa and mint.
How about this guy in the end for
Yeah.
you? You want a lot of carrots?
I do want a lot of carrots. I just can't get over how evenly browned this chicken is. It is gorgeous.
So nice and crispy. And wait till you taste the meat. The meat is so juicy, so tender. It's beautifully seasoned because we put that salt under the skin. And that skin, it adds so much flavor. I mean, if you're gonna have chicken breast, this is 100% the way to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I've moved on to the carrots now. And the best part is they have all those chicken juices and the fat from the chicken, all that fond that we saved.
This is a great recipe, Becky.
I'm so happy you like it.
So there you have it. If you want to make the best pan-roasted bone-in chicken breast, start by trimming the breast using a pair of scissors. Before cooking, sprinkle salt underneath the skin and poke a few holes in the fatty bits and spray the tops with vegetable oil spray. Start the chicken skin side down in a cold skillet and cook over medium-high heat until well browned. Then transfer the skillet to the oven and cook for about half an hour longer. And while the chicken rests, use the drippings left in the pan to make a quick carrot side dish. From America's Test Kitchen to your kitchen, a great midweek recipe for skillet-roasted chicken breasts with Harissa-Mint Carrots. Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for watching America's Test Kitchen. What'd you think?
Well, leave a comment and let us know which recipes you're excited to make, or you can just say hello.
You can find links to today's recipes and reviews in the video description.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
See you later.
I'll see you later.